My Zekeels list has now been modified online to something much closer to what I actually play with in tournament. So hopefully this will kind of show you better how the Zekeels list works with Smeargle Sky Arrow in them. And while I haven't really come across any intense close matches, the match coming up is a pretty interesting one because mainly because of the potential. As you'll see throughout the game, I make some crucial plays that really slow down how the game ends up working for him. So I'll kind of go through that as we play along. So my hand's looking alright. Actually, I take that back. My hand's looking really good. I have a free retreat start. I'm going to bench that Zekrom EX just so I don't get donked. But I also have a collector in hand, and that collector is going to be huge. I only run one collector in the deck. I run Dual Ball and Smeargle to pretty much set up with the rest of my deck. So it's kind of surprising that I actually have it in my hand. So I'm definitely going to go for that Smeargle. I'm going to go for the third Dynamo just in case I see a lot of Psychic, which means I'm probably going to be seeing some Mewtwo, and just in case he starts taking out Dynamos, I want to be sure that I get Eels into play. So, going to bench the Smeargle, and going to bench a regular Zekrom as well, so nice full bench on the first turn. However, only downside is I don't have any energy, so I'm going to go ahead and Portrait, and see if I can draw in anything, and I see his hand is completely dead as well. If I didn't figure it out from the Ralts on the bench, he does have Gardevoir, which does double every psychic energy in play. So this is really going to help power up Mewtwo's. And for something like Regigigas that requires colorless attacks, it essentially means that with 2 psychic energy, it's ready to go. However, he whiffs on any energy as well. So I'm going to evolve to Eel. Get at least one Eel out in play. And I'm going to Portrait again. Yeah, okay, so the only support he has in hand is a Flower Shop. I can't use that at all, so I'll just go ahead and use my Sage. I really don't, I can utilize a Lightning Energy in the discard pile, so I can toss that out. I could toss out a Mewtwo, because I can recover that later too. Same with Terrakion. And knowing that he has a Flower Shop in hand, I can always just Portrait the Flower Shop to get that back in the deck. I only run 2 Sky Arrow, so I might as well just get a Sky Arrow out and play while I can. So I'm going to, I think that was a Dynamotor to an Electric onto the Zekrom for my turn. And there's really nothing else I can do, so I'm going to end my turn and see what he does. So he evolves his Munna to a Musharna. Musharna kind of works like the old Oxy level X. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and choose one. It's a little bit of a draw power. And then if you don't like that second card, you just do what he did and use a Pont or some other shuffle card to mix your deck up a bit so you don't just draw into the card that you didn't want. So, looks like he attached 1 Psychic for the turn. I'm going to Portrait, see what he has, an Elm and a Flower Shop. I'm going to go ahead and use that Elm to get a second Eel into play, just in case he starts moving a little faster and tries to take out any of my remaining Eels. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Pokegear so I don't have to Juniper my Super Rod, and there's nothing there. So I'm going to go ahead and Juniper that my hand, so I lose my second Mewtwo. What else? I lose Super Rod and something else. Switch. So nothing really crucial, but I do pull into lots of energy, which is great. So here I'm trying to decide what I should attach. I'm going to go ahead and attach the Lightning to the Zekrom. And there's really nothing else I can use. So, I've already Portraited, so I'm just going to end my turn. So kind of a slow start as far as energy attachments for me. But he's pretty much having the same luck. So it evens out. And unfortunately, starting the Regigigas really is not an ideal start for him. It does have a pretty hefty retreat cost. So here's what I would consider a major misplay is he benches a Mewtwo. He's already seen me discard 2 Mewtwo, so maybe he's just figuring that, you know, they're discarded, they're gone, but he's still got that Flower Shop in hand, and he knows I'm portraiting every turn. So, even though I have a full bench, I can easily retaliate with a Mewtwo later on in the game, so that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to attach a DCE to Zekrom. I'm going to Catcher up his Kirlia, prevent that from becoming a Gardevoir to make his energy increased, essentially. I'm going to portrait his only supporter, which is a Flower Shop, and that puts those Mewtwo back into my deck, along with a Terrakion. So I'm going to free retreat with Sky Arrow, go back to my Zekrom, and Bolt Strike for 120 to prevent that Gardevoir from seeing play. And so while his deck concept is excellent, you know, Gardevoir doubles all of your psychic energy on the field, meaning that you can run a fairly low energy deck with Musharna for draw, Mewtwo as a powerful hitter, and Regigigas is a nice powerful hitter too. Without my Terrakion loaded up or right after a KO, I really can't one-shot it unless I have a ton of energy on Mewtwo. So it's definitely a good play, but as you can see, just being able to get that catcher on that Kirlia before it became a Gardevoir was really, really a big thing. So, trying to remember what I do here. There's no energy in the discard pile. I'm going to attach one of the... It seems like I keep drawing into the DCE, so I'm going to attach one of them into to that Zekrom, and I'm just going to go ahead and Outrage to put a good 90 onto Regigigas. He does have Eviolite on him, which is why it's not doing 110. But he plays a Life Herb and hits the heads, which heals 60, so brings the damage down to 30. Still makes my job a little bit easier on taking out Regigigas later in the game, but at the same time, makes it just a little more difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and promote that Smeargle as my free retreater after he knocked out my Zekrom. And so here's where that Mewtwo drop was a crucial misplay. So double check, make sure that the Mewtwo does have a DCE on it. I'm going to dual ball, hit 1 heads, and I'm going to pull that Mewtwo back out. I have 2 electric energy in the deck in the discard pile from the Zekrom that was just knocked out. So I attached the DCE for the turn, Dynamotor onto the Mewtwo, and I've got the catcher, although I also have the Junk Arm, but the catcher in hand to use on Mewtwo. So I'm going to do my second Dynamotor to Zekrom EX, getting that powered up for another knockout, and I'm going to catcher up his Mewtwo. I'm going to go ahead and portrait Flower Shop, same thing as has been in his hand for a while. All that does is put Zekrom back in the deck. Not really helpful, not really hurtful, really didn't matter. And I'll free retreat and use X-Ball for knockout with weakness. That's doing 200 damage. And I get 2 prizes for taking out the EX. So he promotes the Regigigas. That is a cat in the background, if you can hear him. He plays a Pokedex. Wow, I don't even know what it's called. I am honestly not sure what it does. It's like you look at so many cards and I think get to rearrange them or something. Not a particular favorite of mine. He attaches a Ralts with Rescue Energy and then hits me for 80. So now I've got some different options. I kind of check and see how much energy he has on him, that with the Eviolite, you know, trying to figure out if I can knock him out in one go or not. I still have 3 prizes left to take, so just trying to decide how I should go about this. He's only taken 1 prize, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable with my position in the game. 2 Eels on the bench, a Zekrom pretty much ready to go, and with that energy attachment right there, he is now ready to go. And I think I'm going to use that Junk Arm to get a catcher and attack something on the bench. Oh, so what I end up deciding to do is I take back my lightning attachment to Zekrom, and that I do that because I can junk arm that lightning away and be able to dynamotor it back on, saving my energy attachment for something else. Or just be able to attach another lightning energy. So I'm going to toss a Smeargle, since I already have one on the field, and a lightning energy, get the catcher back. And then I'm going to play the catcher to target the Musharna. I don't target the Ralts because he does have the rescue on it, and I'm thinking since he's been drawing dead for quite a while, taking out his draw support may cripple him more than having that Gardevoir. I'm really not too, with my position in the game right now, I'm really not too concerned being able to take out 2 prizes. Again, that Terrakions in the deck, I can easily retaliate to knock out the Regigigas for the last 2 prizes. So feeling pretty comfortable, which is why I didn't feel like I had to just rush the Ralts. So I X-Ball for the knockout, and now I am down to 2 prizes. So he evolves into the Curlia. It's going to Heavy Ball for a Darumaka. So I'm a little taken aback by the Darumaka. So I kind of check his wins at that point, just to see if this is an actual serious deck. And it is. I mean, he's got over 300 wins. I actually have no idea how many wins I have, but that tells me that he's been playing for a while and he pretty much knows what he's doing. So I'm thinking that Darumaka, Darumaka, I think, evolves into Darmanitan, which the Psychic Darmanitan could be a really good Mewtwo counter if you don't have a second Mewtwo. So I'm guessing that's what his is for. Is essentially a counter to my Mewtwo, without having to give up the second prizes. So here I'm just looking at the energy on the field, counting up the energy attached to him, counting up the energy attached to me, and this is pretty simple. I attach one more to myself, and that's pretty much it. I X-Ball for the knockout. Does 160, he already had 30 on him, which puts him 10 over, and I take my last 2 prizes for the EX kill, and I'm declared the winner. So, that's kind of an example of a game that has that he had a lot of potential with just the combination of cards, the Gardevoir Mewtwo Regigigas combo, but just I was able to get that catcher at crucial times to prevent that Gardevoir from staying in play, to prevent that Mewtwo from ever really hitting me, and those kinds of being able to play the catchers right then was just really what gave me the advantage in this game. So, hope you guys enjoyed it.